Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Sonia and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different recipes for breakfast. These are back to school breakfast ideas. They don't have to be just back to school, but I thought it would be a great time to share some easy recipes that are healthy, packed with nutrition, and they don't take a lot of your time in the morning to make them. So like I said, I have 3 of them. I have full recipes will be linked down in the description box for you, so that way you can just watch the videos without worrying whether you're getting the right amount of ingredients written down. So all the recipes will be linked down below. So if you're stopping by for the very first time, I would love it if you considered subscribing and make sure the notification bell is on, so that way you get notified when I post new videos. So without further ado, let's get started with. For my first recipe, I'm going to be making an overnight breakfast casserole or breakfast strata. This is a very versatile recipe. You can use a lot of things you have in a fridge, but you will need some eggs, milk, some sort of protein. I am using ham. Then you will need some peppers. I'm using jalapeno. You can use red peppers, yellow peppers, as well as I'm using some spring onion. You can use regular onion, and I am adding some cheese. And then you also need some sort of bread. I have a couple days old sourdough that I'm going to be adding, and then you're going to need some mustard, garlic powder, and some salt and pepper. I will have a full recipe linked down below where you will have all the measurements that you need to create this dish. I like to prep this dish the night before and bake it in the morning while I'm getting ready. This is a type of a dish that would also be a great dish to make for Christmas morning, because you can get all your prep work done in the morning at night, and then while you're opening presents, you can bake it. It can bake on its own without you putting all the extra work. So the first things first, you add your eggs to the bowl, and you want to whisk them well to break up all the yolks. And then I'm going to stir in my milk, and then I'm going to add salt, ground mustard, and garlic powder after I add the milk. Then I'm going to add my ham, my scallions, and my peppers. And then once that's all mixed in, I'm going to add my bread that I had torn into about 1 to 2 inch chunks, and I'm going to add the cheese at the end and mix it all up. I am making this dish for 4 people. You can easily double this up for more people if you need to. For the pan, I am using my cast iron baker. You can use anything you have to add this to. It can be glass, it can be non-stick. It's totally up to you. I do oil mine up a little bit. You can use a non-stick cooking spray as well if that's what you'd like. And once I oil it, I pour the mixture in and I cover it with aluminum foil. And like I said, I will be placing mine for overnight in a fridge. So the next day I preheated the oven at 350, and I pulled it out and put it in the oven and cooked it for about 60 minutes or until the top is golden brown and puffy in the center. You want to insert a sharp knife into the center to check that the eggs are set. If not, bake another 5 to 10 minutes depending on your oven. Then cool for 5 minutes before cutting, and you want to serve this warm. This is great with the side of fruit, or you can even add some hot sauce on top of it. It is totally up to you. I feel like this dish has everything that you need for a great start to your day. For my next recipe, we are going to be making a crockpot overnight oats. And for this, you will need some milk, some water, apples. I am using steel cut oats, and some maple syrup and cinnamon. And then also something to grease up your crock pot with. So I'm using coconut oil, and I'm just going to use my brush to add the coconut oil to my crock pot. You can use a non-stick spray as well if you don't want to use a brush and a coconut oil. And then you're going to add your all your ingredients in. Now you can do this several different ways. You can dump everything in, which is what I did. But you can also add your apples first, and then then add your oats, and then take your wet ingredients and mix it all together with cinnamon in a separate bowl, and then add that to it as well. It is up to you. I am using, like I said, my steel cut oats for this recipe because I will be cooking it for about 8 hours on low. And I think this is a great way to cook the oats because, as we all know, those do take a while to cook. And that way you can wake up to such a nice smelling house and a delicious breakfast. I think this is a dish that those bags, crockpot bags, would work well with. And I paired mine with some peanut butter and bananas. And the last recipe that I will be sharing is a German pancake, or a Dutch baby as some might call it. And for this you need some milk, eggs, flour, maple syrup, and some vanilla. And you also need a mixing bowl. This is another dish that you can prep the night before and cook it the morning of. It takes about 25 minutes for it to be cooked in the from start to finish in the oven, as well as on the top of the stovetop, which I will obviously share how to do it. There are so many different variations of this dish online. I will share the recipe that I've used down in the description box. And I always like to break my eggs into a bowl instead of into a recipe that I already started.
I'd like to do it in an empty bowl just in case if there's anything going on with the eggs. So you whisk them until the yolks are broken up, and then you're going to add the rest of your ingredients. I am using my freshly milled flour because I had some on hand, and I had sifted some and some I didn't, so it's a mixture of both. And then I am going to also be using some butter, which I will share that in a little bit. Instead of butter, you can also use coconut oil if you'd like. And as far as milk goes, I am using some non-homogenized milk. You can use any milk you have on hand. This could be a nut milk as well. I have done it with all, and they all turn out pretty good. So once all your ingredients is mixed, I am going to cover it up and put it in the fridge for overnight, so that way it's ready for me to pull out right when I wake up. And after I'm done preheating my oven, I can just plop it in. Just before I put it in the oven, I preheat the cast iron pan on the stovetop, and I'm going to melt my butter in it. Then to the hot cast iron pan and melted butter, I'm going to add my batter that I mixed the night before. You can also mix this the day off. It is totally up to you. I just like to prep it so I have less work to do in the morning. Mornings can be really hectic, especially if you have young children. So having something that you can prep the night before and just stick it in the oven is a win-win for me. That's why I love overnight casseroles, and I do love to use my crockpot to prep my breakfasts, so that way I can ensure that the kids are off. I have a great start to a day with full bellies of something healthy and nutritious. So this goes into the oven for about 25 minutes at 425. This Dutch baby is so heavy on eggs, a lot more heavier on eggs than the flour, so it's more protein rich, which is a great thing to start your morning with. I like to add some fruit to mine and a little drizzle of maple syrup. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this ideas for your breakfast morning. I hope you found some inspiration to create yourself a couple delicious breakfasts. So until next time, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you all so much for watching.